Okay, yeah, now it's just Gutsman left. Gutsman is a fun stage. I like this stage a lot, and he's not a very hard boss. And he's like probably one of the most iconic Robot Masters, because he has like a cool design, and like he's pretty much the template for, you know, like the beefy kind of meathead, usually like Earth or like rock themed Robot Master that has to. It's more or less mandatory in like most games. Like, I mean, I guess it would be Woodman in 2, which isn't the best example. But after that, you get like Hardman, and then oh, Stone Man in 4, you know, and stuff like that. I guess Dive Man would be a little bit like that, Mega Man 5, whatever. But like, you know, it's kind of cool. And like, you know, I say the template as if it was like a metafictional, like, you know, in terms of the creation of the game, which it is. But also, if you read like the stuff on like the Mega Man wiki that was released as like mostly Japanese only promotional materials and like bonus cards from like Mega Man and Base about the Robot Masters, a lot of the Robot Masters were actually based like canonically on earlier designs. Like Metal Man was like an improved version of Cutman's design and so forth. So like it's kind of funny that they acknowledge that a lot of them look similar by basically justifying it that Dr. Wily just like took the blueprints and like made some scribbles in the corner. It was like, yeah, this looks good. I'll just give him some, you know, I'll spruce him up a little bit and give him some pointy new appendages, and we'll call it a day. There's lots of like fun little neat stuff like that in like the backstory, I guess. That was the last platform, guys. I figured I'd give it a fighting chance. If I didn't die those platforms at least once, I mean, it'd feel bad. You know, partly due to the fact that this has been going a lot better than I thought, especially in Iceman stage. Partly due to the fact that I've been getting pretty lucky with 1-ups so far. I haven't actually game overed yet, which is cool. You know, knock on wood. I'm pretty much guaranteed by, like, imminent and unrelenting demise now, but whatevs. It's all good. I'm not really here to prove anything to anybody. You know, I'm not, like, great at this game. I just feel like I've played it often enough that, like, I can, like, handle it. I can handle the challenges in a way without, like, necessarily embarrassing myself. And that's really all that matters in the end, honestly, I would say. Yeah, Firestorm, I didn't actually use it in the last level except for Bomb Man, but it's useful because even though the shield is very short, it's great for those flying enemies that get up in your face, you know, that try to bump into you, because it's like omnidirectional, and it kills them. So like if you're jumping and you do it at the right time, it's a lot easier than trying to pinpoint those fast-moving little helicopter smiley face duders. Also, these like kind of like pickaxe Joes over here take like a lot of shots, and they're really annoying because yeah, if you retreat too much, they end up respawning from off screen, as you can see, with all their health and stuff. So it's pretty annoying. I'm just demonstrating here, and like most of the other weapons, even the Thunder Beam doesn't really do like more damage than usual, but the Firestorm kills in one shot, which is nice. So yeah, you know, it's nice that you know, this is an enemy that's like kind of a pain in the ass, but if you have the right weapon, you know, and you use it judiciously, and you're smart about it, you know, you can kind of mitigate a lot of that annoyingness, which is one of the things I like about Mega Man, is that it's hard, but like in a, you know, the good Mega Man games, you know, the better Mega Man games, well, crud, whatever. You know, if you're smart about it and you use your weapons cleverly, you know, they all have a purpose, basically. All the weapons should have a purpose. It doesn't have to be the most useful purpose, but like they all get their time to shine, ideally. Yeah, so yeah, the Ice Slasher, probably the most useful thing you can do in the game is freeze the eye jumping guys, which makes them a million easier to run under, which is nice. Doesn't really matter here, whatever. So yeah, that's gonna come in handy a lot, especially in the fortress stage that I'm about to do. So yeah, Gutsman, he is weak to the Hyper Bomb. Honestly, like it's kind of hard to hit him with the Hyper Bomb because it takes a long time to explode, and like the bomb itself doesn't hurt him, which is kind of stupid because Bomb Man's actual bombs hurt you when they're flying through the air. But like whatever. I guess they had to give him something to make him feel better about himself because he kind of sucks as a boss. Yeah, and it can be kind of difficult to hit him with those. And he takes like a fair amount of damage from the Mega Buster. And like as long as I sometimes feel like I kind of go back and forth. I sometimes feel like it's easier to concentrate on dodging when you're not concentrating on trying to aim the bombs good. Also, when you do a good job, it helps. It's my pro tip for the day. Gutsman isn't super hard, but he's surprisingly he's harder than he looks because unlike most video game enemies with like a ground pound attack that stuns you, like the whole duration of the earthquake stuns you. So as you can see here, even if you hit the ground like right as the earthquake is ending, it stuns you for the full duration and you get hit by his boulder thing. So the timing to dodge that is actually quite precise. Like you have to jump right as he's coming back down to the ground. And like I did a pretty crappy job of it there. But like it becomes a lot more important during his boss refight, you know, because you have lower health and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with the Hyper Bomb. You know, maybe it will be easier just because it kills him in like 3 hits. So if I get lucky and he kind of like, you know, walks into it, it usually goes pretty well. And it has a decent blast radius. Also, Gutsman, you know, he can only move by jumping. He was tragically built without the ability to walk. And that's why they call him Buttsman. Yeah, I'm using my Cutman joke with an S on the end. I'm not proud. But, like, imagine what else I could have come up with. Like, I honestly can't. I can't even think of, like, one other thing. More like, Oh, Bomb Man! Should have been your mom, man! God, crud! That was obvious. I feel like an idiot. Man. Oh, well. You live and you learn, right? Sometimes you just gotta hang on the edge of tomorrow from the works of yesterday. The other important thing to remember is that if you beg, or, you know, if you borrow, for example, you'll never find your way. Which I realize sound pessimistic, but, you know, it's an important lesson to learn early on in life. Because it's just how it works. You know, sometimes you gotta turn into a Super Saiyan and slam into a giant space lizard with, you know, your evil doppelganger version of you in space. Well, before it crashes into Earth and destroys, you know, humanity. I'm talking about Sonic Adventure 2, you guys. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Like, I was thinking about Sonic Adventure 2, and I was like, before I knew it, I ended up in a hell of my own making of eyeball goods. Oh boy, it's like a metaphor for the human condition or something. But anyway, I lived, so whatever. Yeah, this part's really annoying to me because basically you have to time your ice slasher so that the pillar's in like the lower half. Yeah, because if you freeze it too high, you can't fit. And if you freeze it all the way at the bottom, like you can technically jump. But see, if you don't freeze the second one at the same time, you can't freeze it from this position, you know, in a way that you can still proceed. And if you try to jump up there, like it's doable with that roof, but like it's really hard, and you'll probably just end up taking a lot of fire damage and die. So you pretty much have to freeze them both like that, which, you know, is possible, but also the timing can be off sync depending on, you know, when the fire thingies spawn. So it's also luck based and also jumping and spikes based, which is, you know, a type of platforming that not everyone's aware of.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a demo to show you, you know, how this looks when someone actually plays it good. Just kidding. Yeah. You gotta freeze these guys when they're pretty high up. That's the trick. You can bait them into jumping higher, I believe. If you're like in the air when they land, yeah, they do the high jump, and I think they might do it randomly sometimes. But yeah, it's honestly not nearly as hard as I'm making it look, I promise. But yeah, you know, we're coming in the home stretch here. Fortress stages in this game aren't too bad. I would rate them as, you know, one of the... I would say, if I had to give this game a difficulty rating in terms of Mega Man games, I'd probably rate it as one of the harder ones, just because a lot of the, you know, standard standard elements weren't in
place yet. I mean, like, this was before the advent of the E-Tank, which makes a big difference. Mega Man 2 is probably a bit harder in general, just because, like, it's, like, more well-balanced. So, like, the boss's weaknesses don't, like, immediately obliterate them, like they do in this game, for the most part. Like, 2 of the... Well, actually, yeah, 3 of the bosses, kind of Gutsman, like, literally die in 3 hits from their weakness. Like, it... And it's not like one of those things where, you know, the weapon has, like, 4 shots or something, like with, you know, like one of the screen-clearing weapons or whatever. Like with the Gravity Hold and, like, Gyro Man in Mega Man 5. It's like, you know, just 3 hits. Just, you shoot him 3 times, and the fight's over in, like, 5 seconds. So, they kind of balance the damage values a lot better in later games, in general. Which made it a bit harder, but there's also, like, more stuff in place. You know, like, there's more platformy items. Although the Magnet Beam's pretty good as a platform item, but, you know. And also, there's, like, just kind of some weird... Did those guys just stop spawning? That's nice. Thank you. That was really considerate of you, Rocket Rob. There. Totally not Bullet Bill. I don't even know what that is. Sounds like a made-up thing. Yeah, I was mentioning before, because it can be a problem in that part. This is also the only Mega Man game where if you fall on spikes after you get hits, even if you're, you know, in the invincibility period while you're flashing, it still kills you. So, yeah, like, if you get shot by one of these dudes and fall off the ledge and hit the spikes, you still die instantly, which makes some of the platforming segments, you know, a good deal more difficult. But at the same time, the fortress stages aren't really as bad in general. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. That was the things I said. Those are words that came out of my mouth. I hope you enjoyed them. Oh man, where's the boss? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I mean, you probably knew it was going to happen. I'm not even sure why I did that. But, yep, here he is, folks. The dreaded Yellow Devil. Usually considered one of the harder, if not sometimes the hardest bosses in the franchise. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. He just really doesn't leave room for error. Like when I first started playing him, like for the first time, and I had like no idea what was doing, and I tried a million times, and I pretty much just considered it like impossible. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't actually beat him, and I just kind of stopped playing the game for like a couple years until I went back. And I mean, it's not easy. You know, you have to like keep your wits about you, but I mean, basically, this whole boss, more so than any of the others, is just pure, unadulterated, like, pattern recognition and timing, which I'm screwing up royally here. Like, the pattern of things that fly across the screen is always the same. And you only get one chance to hit him, you know, and even with his weakness, the Thunder Beam, it doesn't do a ton of damage, so it pretty much ensures that you have to dodge the pattern, like, a lot of times successfully to win. So you can't really, like, luck out or just kind of, like, tank the hits. So you just gotta learn the pattern really good, and, like, stay really focused, and, like, not screw up, essentially, is the key. And, like, once you can do that, it's not that bad, honestly. Like, this is probably the boss that, like, benefits the most from just having a lot of practice. Because there's, like, there's virtually no randomization. The only real random element is where his eyeball appears when he reforms. And there's, like, you know, it appears higher or lower up on his body, and that doesn't make a huge difference, really. So yeah, I mean, this might be my first game over, honestly, if I'm not good here. I should probably start, like, trying to pay attention more. Like, yeah, basically it's jump, jump, jump. This one's hard because it's a twofer, yeah. It's either not possible or it's, like, really, really stupidly difficult to jump over both of those separately. So, probably the hardest part in learning it is you have to remember to jump extra long there, which I didn't do. Or you're basically guaranteed to get hit. And also, like, not jump too high. Like, only jump as high as you need, or you'll get hit by a taller one. so don't do that. Okay, yes. Jump, jump, jump. Here's the twofer. I messed it up again. Jump, jump, jump the foot. Dodging that foot is hard because the fist is so low compared to it. You really have to do like the smallest possible hop to dodge that one. Ah, crud. Yeah, it is surprisingly hard to do this while talking, honestly. I mean, I guess it's not that surprising, but it's hard. Damn it, yeah, especially that twofer. But, I don't know, let's see if I can pull this out. Jump. 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 Okay. So that's a good jump. 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 Twofer. Jump. 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 Shoot! That was a close one. Almost got me with his projectile. Jump. Jump. Twofer. Jump. Jump. Shoot. Oh man. Whew. That was pretty tense. It's not like it gets easier when you learn this pattern, but I wouldn't say it necessarily gets less stressful. Like I feel like that's the sign of a good boss, because like some of the bosses, especially in later games, like 5, probably kind of sounds like I'm ragging on 5. Probably not. Well, probably only I think that because I'm like, well, the opinions about Mega Man 5. But like, yeah, I don't like 5 very much, and I mentioned something about the weapons before, probably, but one of the other reasons for that is the bosses have super predictable patterns, so they can be kind of tough, but like once you learn the pattern, they're stupidly easy because they never vary from it, and it's not that hard. Whereas, you know, the yellow demon. Okay, I always forget where the invisible hole is there, so I'm glad I remembered this time. The yellow demon is essentially has the same pattern, but you still have to like, you still have to focus to beat him. It's not a freebie once just because you know the pattern, which I like. It keeps things interesting. It's intense. It's an intense fight, and it feels good when you actually beat him because it feels like you really accomplished something. So yeah, I find that the mark of a good boss. And even though this game has a lot of weird kind of janky things about it, it's well designed in that way. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's my first game over. But hey, I made it to the second fortress stage, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll take it.